Aside our last, have practiced what we did last.
I didn't get what you said.
I said, first thing, who can remind me what we worked on last week?
I was not present last week. The last class, I was misinformed.
Who can state? Sorry, not last week. There was no class last week. The last class we held, who can state what we did in the last class?
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm receiving.
You talked about color.
Yeah.
How to use, how to get color from a website. Then we talked about how to prototype Remember Me. Then your colleague gave us assignments to submit. How you talked about drop down. Taught us how to prototype it and make it to work.
Okay. So how many of you practiced what we did in the last class?
Yes, sir.
I said, how many of us practiced what we did in the last class?
I believe a good number of us.
I did, sir.
When I mean practice, how many of you practiced and got it the way I did it?
I did, sir.
I did, though.
I did, but I also had a challenge.
That challenge, I won't address any challenge with regards to that in this class. Right? If you have any that you can chat me up, we'll sort that out. But I won't use time to address that issue. No.
Okay, sir.
So you can go through the recording for that class and ensure that you get it exactly the way it did. There's a way the drop down is supposed to work. Your own should work that way. Right? So with that,
yes, sir.
What I want today's class, I'm going to show you a website I use or a website you can use to generate prompts on the kind of applications to build. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just hold on, let me share my screen. Please let me know when you can see my screen.
I can see it, sir.
Now, the essence of what I want to walk us through today is that on your own, I want you guys, because basically in a portfolio, apart from an end-to-end mobile application, you have other aspects of design that can be done. It can be for a website, that's a full website. It can just be landing pages, right? Now, web and mobile, right? So being able to do that very well, that it will look good and it will also be functional, right? Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so two things that you should also always put in consideration. Your designs, they should look good and they should be functional. They should be able to meet the need why that design was done. If it is a website, it should be able to communicate clearly the essence of that product or service. Right? Can you all hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now, so,
Yes, sir.
okay. I've shared a couple of resources in time past, various resources on where to get images, where to get stock footage, where to get icons. I've shared all that, right? Now, this particular, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this particular page or website I'm on is uicoach.io. Let me post it. uicoach.io. Now, what does it do? It simply generates challenges that you can work out on your own. Now, the reason why you can use this, I mean, all of us, if you're in this class, you should know about ChatGPT by now. You can use ChatGPT to generate prompts, to generate projects that you can work on. Are we together?
Yes,
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, I will start with this one. And then I'll go to ChatGPT and I will generate 10 projects, right? Now, those projects, I will list them out on the group. That will be things that you should use and what you should work on them. Now, aside just working on, when I go and get to the ChatGPT, I'll go through more detail on how to come out with processes, right, and user flows that you'll be able to use in getting a good design. So let's start with this one, uicoach.io. If you've gone through any of you that have done the Google, there's a Google course on UX design. There are different platforms, right, that are able to generate challenges for design. But this one, so project idea, design a finance and bill management app that automatically adds user finances based on bills, send payments, do alert dates, split bills among roommates, and send alerts to them. Did you get this? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
design a finance and bill management app that automatically adds user finances based on the bills, sends payments, due alert dates, splits bills among roommates, and sends alert to them. Now, first thing when looking at a project like this, right, is to understand what or the different features that goes into this kind of application. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me open the Figma file. Now, for those of us that lost track of what we did in the last class, let me refresh our memory. The prototype that we did. Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, can
Yes, sir.
you hear me clearly? Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is what we built the last time, right? This is remember me checkbox. Please, can you see how this looks on the screen? Proportion, there are borders here, there's space here, there's space at the top. Content is here, right? You can
Yes,
go
sir.
and install Figma on your phone. So you are able to test, when you install Figma, the application or the mobile phone, you are able to mirror your own screen, right? I showed us this before. What you do is when you install Figma on your phone, for those using Android phones, you are then able to, all these prototypes that I have open here, right? If I open my phone, I'm able to mirror my screen, or I'm able to see what it is like. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So once you do that a couple of times, you would then, by default, have an idea of how it should look on the screen, right? So for those people that brought fonts, that the font was looking like this, let me try and this as big like this. These borders or this one was wide as this. Right? Text of this was like this, right? If you look at this, right, you would know by default that it does not good, right? So you may not get it at first, but with practice, you become better at it. So that's why I said to be able to get a new proportion, what kind of font size to use. If you notice, when I picked all these, right, when I was designing all this that day, as I tried a couple of fonts, I was able to say, okay, this one will work, this one will not work. And then I adjusted it to come out good. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so it's important that you test it out, right? And you can start out, if you install Figma on your phone, right? Once you click on the frame, it will tell you. Now, let me do a screenshot and drop on the WhatsApp group. Please, everybody, just hold on. I'll do a screen recording of my phone and show you guys. Okay. So on my phone, I'm logged in, right? Now, I would go to, let me see. Okay, so I can go to mirror, right? If I go to mirror, I can click on a frame and then begin mirroring. It will load and then it will show me how it looks on the screen. Right? So I can stop this and save it. So let me drop this on. Okay, so I'll drop that on the WhatsApp group. You'll see that. Now, another thing, right? Because what I'm just going to be sharing will just be tips that will enable you learn this design quicker, right? That's what I'll be sharing. This for the next 10 minutes or so, I can do that. For, let's say, a popular application, let me use Fairmont, right? Please, guys, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what we are working on, or the prompt, is a, what's it called? A bill payment app, sort of, right? That's the challenge you saw on UI Coach, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now I've done multiple screenshots, right? I want to drop everything on the book. Now, why am I dropping those screenshots? Why am I dropping those screenshots on the book? It is simple. If you are finding it hard, right, to get or to understand how these things are arranged or how to design, how to go about the design, right? Just copied and placed a screen of an actual, and actually just like a screenshot. I just did a screenshot and pasted it here. Right. So from your WhatsApp, if you open WhatsApp on your system, copy, you come to your Figma, you paste, it will come out. Right. Then what you do is you just size it up. I told us how to size images properly. Let me do it again. This is what I did a screenshot of. Right click, copy, Ctrl V, paste. I've aligned it to the top of this frame. This is iPhone 13 Pro Max, the frame we are using here. This is a screenshot I did. If I just click and drag, it would not size it properly. So I hold down Shift, I click and I drag. You see this thing that snaps to this red line, right? Now
Yes, sir.
right. This, see the height, 926. This one is 926. Another way to do it is if you paste it, right? Once it aligns to the top, you can change this height to 926. And it will adjust it. That's another way to do it. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, for all this to know, now the reason I'm doing this is those people that find it hard to know what kind of size of font and all those things to use, or how to arrange your layout, right? If you want to, when I was learning graphics design, right? So let me just, as a side note, right? When I was learning graphics design, there's a really quick way to learn design. And it's basically replicating a good design, right? So let me show you for an example. Now, for all these things, it's changed everything. So a couple of things. So it's basically once you get, let me use Fruit. They have more shorter stuff, they won't have it anymore. So let's say events poster, right? Let's say I see something like this. I see something like this, right? This is just principles, right? This looks good, right? If I am able to replicate what it will take me to replicate exactly this flyer you're looking at, right? At first, I'll have to now maybe find an image, look for all the assets and everything. But if I'm able to replicate this flyer exactly the way it is, right? I would have learned a lot of things. Do you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So
Yes, sir.
that was one of the ways I started learning graphics design, right? So they'll tell me design a flyer or something. I can come here or any website. I'll get a really good flyer and then replicate it, right? Make adjustments, and then after replicating it, after a while, I can then start adding my own touch to it. But one of the fast and easiest ways to become better at your design is to replicate good design, right? So after a while, after being able to replicate it, yes, you can now start playing around and making, you notice that you can now put in your own ideas, you can tweak a couple of things and to come out all new and fresh, like your own work. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, on this same free pick, there are a lot of UIs here. I know I'm showing you guys these things, right? There are a lot of UI. You can come here and replicate, okay, not just replicating for replicating's sake, but you understand what I'm trying to pass across. By doing that, right? If you, for example, you being able to replicate this kind of screen, you would have learned a lot. You being able to replicate this kind of screens, they look good. They already have the look and feel of it, right? I've taught you guys the principles of design for the first 5-6 classes, right? Heuristic evaluation, all those things, right? That's what makes, when you look at this, it looks good, right? This looks good. Then you already understand the principles and process behind it. So the essence is, as you improve on your UI design, right? You improve on your thought process behind how things or what's supposed to happen from the system or what's supposed to be done back end. As you do all that, you become better at your design. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I can. So this is the site I use, free pick. Where's my listing? So I've shown you guys two things now. So if this is the first one I did, if I want to now go about this, even replicating it, I can put my boxes here, right? Can we see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this, you have an idea of what the sizing and everything would look like. Right? You see the way their font, their text looks, right? It is not as bold as this. So you make the adjustment. You can say, okay, the font is too big, you make the adjustment. Are we together?
Yes.
You can see this one has a bolder font. You can increase yours too. Guys, I hope you are seeing my screen.
Yes, sir.
This is a drop down flag. There are places you can get flags from icons. So come up with the flag. Right, free download. Yes, let's do this. Are we seeing this? No.
Yes, sir.
Told you another point. If you notice, they are not using pure black. But in UI, you necessarily use pure black. The contrast is too much for the eyes. So if you notice, they do not use pure black. What they use is a tone of it, ash or dark, something dark, or not 000. It's a tone of it, right? This one is even more limited. So with this, your button, you have a button at the bottom. The button is rounded to the end. Right? So you can see it's taking shape now, right?
Yes, sir. Enter.
So if you see now, you can then put the checkbox we talked about last time. This is it here. You can also use it here, right?
Yes,
Are you
sir.
following?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let me put a frame to it. Frame we use is same from 13 Pro Max. Yes. So this is our frame here. So this is it. Now, with this, they are looking alike already, right? Now you can decide to keep going and adding more detail to these things. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
You can see, so we can just have it as this first, right? So what I wanted to do was to have this phone number just in this second.
Yes.
If I'm to do that, let's leave that those details. You can play with that on your own. Right? So you can now have put in more details as much as you want. You can pick this from here and put it in. This is to indicate for this, right? You can put in a heading, an image. Are you guys all, please, can you all still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So Six. This one. So now, if you want to get the particular, I don't know the particular fonts they used for their logo, you can go ahead and check for it. If you want to be more detailed with it. But let me just use a font that I know all of you would have. So let's go back to your system. Microfinance bank, right? So, microfinance. So 13. So now do this. Then very local dot. So let's say this is the open image. There's a site, remove, I've shown you guys this site before, remove the PG, remove the background from an image. He has removed background from me. I downloaded it. I add it to my app. So let's see this one is so let's say this is what I've done so far. Does it make sense to you guys?
Yes, sir.
So with that, you can see that okay, we have a screen. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So just like that, you can working on it. So this particular screen I have here, this is the look and feel I want you guys to use for the project that you have. So let me go back to our initial screen. This is the classroom, right? I will post. This is the color palette. How many of us have WhatsApp opened on our systems?
I do.
So if you don't, you can find a way to get your images or whatsoever from your phone to your system. Right? So I posted that, posted the project. Now, to put context to it, I want us to use it now. You saw where I got this from, right? I want us to use something like this for the look and feel, right? So that would be what we'll be looking to achieve. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Now, the next thing, there are a lot of a finance and bill management app that automatically adds user finances based on bills, sends payments due alert dates or data alerts, split bills among roommates, and send alerts to them. So this is one aspect. You can see a number of features here, right? Automatically adds user finance based on bills. That's one feature. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Send payments alerts due date, a notification system. All right. Split bills among roommates and sends alert to them. So maybe it's phone number you use to split bills. So there should be a place to impute phone numbers and all. So let me go back to my. So this is my screen. Those projects. The one I've done so far, this. Right? So this is the challenge here. Okay. So now what I want to do is let me show you how to now use ChatGPT to maybe break down flows. Now, ordinarily, I mentioned how many of us in our various groups, user stories, or what they call user journeys. There's an assignment I once gave us to look up on it. Right? Various steps somebody would take in getting a particular task done. We have looked at that before in this class, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I want to open. So let me now split this into the various features that automatically adds automatically adds based on bills, send payments, alert due dates. Okay. Yes. Okay, so these are the three features now. Now, let me open this thing we did here with a project idea. We can come to ChatGPT. Journey 10. 10 UI. So it's coming up with different applications now, right? Okay. This one. Okay, so these are all just projects now. So let's come to this first one. Now, imagine that on your own, right, you're able to build 10 projects like this, end to end. Can you guys imagine how good you would be or the kind of improvements you would have made with regards to your design skills? Right? So you have designs done like this. That is those kind of things that make up a portfolio. A portfolio does not just fall out from heaven. It's done based on different projects that you've worked on. Now, the reason why you can use this to generate those projects is nobody may have called you to come and work for XYZ company. Then you'll now be able to now build a portfolio from that particular project. But with this, you can build your skills and be able to show something in maybe an interview or something. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Irene, please remind me what we'll do tomorrow is we'll review a resume structure of like resume, your CV, and to work on just a simple structure that you guys can use to arrange your own CVs. So maybe I'll review one person's own, then you all can have that same structure to it. Now, this is 6. So for the user stories, how does it work? For this kind of thing now, there are steps somebody should or a user should take to be able to achieve these kind of things, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how many of you can tell me what steps somebody would take to be able to, let's say, let the application send payment due dates or due alert dates? What kind of screens would you be looking at? Who can try? You can go anywhere, you can unmute and go ahead. I don't call anybody's name. Send due date alerts. What steps would somebody take to have this done?
Well, the basic step one can actually apply to have a better result is analyzing the whole information needed, business analysis. When you can be able to generate the business analysis, you can develop the user flow. The user flow is like the framework you use to determine what to do at any given time.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Let me just go straight and answer it. So kind of screens, the task is design a finance and bill management app that does this, right? Send payment due alert this. So let me duplicate this now. The screens, right, or just a flow, right? The user will log in. So let's say the user will register, user will log in. The user will see the dashboard as all these details, right? It can be on that dashboard, right? You can have a notification section on the application. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So this is an idea. So you cannot think of what kind of flow. How will somebody go about automatically adding user finances based on bills? So you can say, okay, you want the application to be able to read data from your messages, or you want to be able to add bills, right? Automatically adds user finances based on bills. So let's see, what kind of flow would this be? Maybe to monitor your bills payments, right? You want to be able to track your finances, right, across different bills payments. So you want to have a section that, please, are we following how I'm going about this?
Yes, sir.
So if you say automatically track bill payments, right? You want to be able to register C dashboard. You want to be able to impute various bills, right? With various categories, right? We now want to have like a chart showing the expenses, kind of like income and expenses, credit and debit, right? So based on your bills. Then you want to be able to split bills across the system. Now, we'll leave you guys to work out the remaining flows for these three, right? You work them out on your own. What I want to go back and show you is, let me use ChatGPT to break this task, right? User a finance and bill management automatically does this, and does this. Okay. So this is one section. Okay, so guys, can you see what I just did? So this will be our flow. Can we all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir.
We also had what I came about this. Ladies and gentlemen, we also how I came about that, right? Okay. So we have our generated from ChatGPT. So based on this, right? Based on these things now that we have, we can then generate screens for it, right? So we have the flow for it now, right? The user journey. Then we can now generate the various screens for it. The onboarding, have somebody register and log in. We're able to add bill payments. So, but we should be able to add bills, right? Can we all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So track expenses, app tracks user based on bills added, view individual bills, track progress, budget. Right? Payment due dates alert. App sends payment due dates alerts so user a few days before the bills are due. Split bills along. If the user has roommate, you can choose to split bills among these disease calculations and all that. Payment history, the history of payments made. Budget management. You can see what has been spent and what, if you want to put in an amount spent, what will be left. That's budget. Report and analytics, show a chart of what you have spent, money that came in, money that went out, right? Customer support, a section to be able to contact support. It can be email, it can be phone number, it can be live chat. Right, then a section to log out, 10 features, right? You guys are all together.
Yes, sir.
So I have given you guys a challenge. I've given you guys a screen, right? Let me do something. This color palette, it is dull. Let me generate another color palette for you. Adobe Color, we worked with it last time. Right? So let me use it to generate the color palette. Create. So this is the image here. Let me save it. Image here. Expenses. So select the file. So this is our color palette. Did you see how I went about that?
Yes, sir.
So color palette. Now I'm giving you guys. Let me check this. Giving you guys the challenge, right? How to come up with a challenge showing you guys a breakdown of it, how to think of it, like the user story, things a user would do to accomplish a task. We use ChatGPT to generate a user story, right? Or user flow for having this challenge done, right? So based on this, you can now walk your way through the various screens that somebody would have it done. Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is 612. No matter what it will take, if it will take you working overnight till tomorrow, I want to see progress on this particular task. Today is Friday night. You have Saturday till 5 tomorrow. Our class will hold. Did everybody understand what I said?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want to see progress. Not even, I want to see minimum 70% completed on this aspect.
Yeah, that was what
So,
the guy said.
you can pick, let me highlight the ones that
No,
easy.
that one I told you, said you don't have.
Can you miss a person? Payment due dates. These ones are pretty straightforward. Reports and analytics, show budget, customer support, logout. These are easy ones. These two, splitting bills and budget management, you can do this to last. But these other 8 I mentioned now, expenses, showing debit and credit. These other 8 I've highlighted, right? I want to see them by tomorrow. Guys, are we together?
Sir, sir. We have
Yes, sir.
project to present.
I cannot hear that person that's speaking.
Sir, it's about our capstone project presentation.
Yes. Are you done with your custom project?
No, sorry,
No, you are not done with your capstone project. So work on this today against tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening, you can continue your capstone project.
Okay, sir.
So challenge, user stories, you have color theme. Right? Your screen, you can use iPhone 13 Pro Max and be able to go through that. Ladies and gentlemen, have you followed me thus far?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir. I don't know if you can hear me, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sir. Please, can you help out with the tax again? I didn't understand what we are asked to do exactly.
Okay. I want you guys to design the screens for this user journey. So you will have screens for user to be able to register. Right? Like each screen, what you would see, right? Like that, step by step, step by step.
Okay.
Register login, you see dashboard. As I showed you guys a sample of what can be done, right? Then there's bill payment. Then you would now, apart from this different flow, now this is the flow we work on, right? A flow to be able to onboard, a flow to be able to add dues payments. Do you understand what I mean by flow?
Yes, sir.
A flow to be able to add bills, a flow to be able to add expenses, flow for payment due alerts, right? Payment history. Now, some of these things, right, it can be, let me zoom in here and show you something. For example, you can see this thing, recent transactions. This serves as payment history, right? Then maybe a button or something, see more, then to show you a full list of all the transactions so far, right? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So that's it. This is 670. I want you guys to work on this, right? And let's see how far you guys go on this particular one. I've done the work of showing you guys, coming up with challenge, the flows and everything. So it's to have it done. Is there any question on what I've shared so far?
Can we get the record this evening so it can guide us?
Please, I cannot hear that person.
Can we get the record, the class record this
Yes,
evening?
Irene will share that with you. Irene will share that with you. So,
Sir, please, the last class, I was not present. You did something about drop down capital.
Irene,
Yes.
please share the link to this recording too.
Okay.
Now, another thing you guys should learn is how to use resources on the internet to your own advantage, right? This thing, let me show you guys something. You can go on YouTube, right? The same way I did it, right? You will see a lot of other ways to have it done. So you see this, right? Interactive drop down on Figma, 14 minutes. You can watch, if you watch 4 videos on this, you will understand it. If you had any questions, you'll be settled, right? And you will see other ways of having it done. Guys, are we following?
Yes, sir. I do use YouTube in learning, but sometimes they do, prolong it, and sometimes you get confused. But I was thinking your own is quite simpler. That was why I was asking.
Yes,
sorry.
Yes, true. It's also on the recording. You can look through the recording.
Okay.
Right? Yes, so that would make it simple. So that would be it. Then if you have maybe simple processes or something, you can learn it also. You can look through videos on YouTube, can guide you, give you ideas of how to sort out some of those things. So is there any other question? I want to give you guys quick this evening so you guys can have to work on your task.
Okay, sir.
Any other question?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, carry on.
So, how can product designers be connected to front end because of our capstone project? Like after doing the interface design, how can we get to pass the project to the front end developers so that they will continue?
So usually what is done is you start working on a Figma file like this, right? Let me open the major Figma file that I worked on so you guys will see it. So then, okay, let me just pick a personal project and show you guys. As being able to share files with your being able to share files with your front end and back end, right?
Yes, sir.
So the way it's done is after working on your Figma file, right, you would add. So this is design done now. We are done with this design. We have all the pages for the website are all here, right? All the links and everything. So what happens is you then you can add your front-end guy to this file. So when he's now building or writing his code, right, you can see how everything is to be able to write the code or to be able to code everything. So most of the time, all the images he would need, right, from here he can export. Are we together? All
Okay,
these
sir.
icons, he can come into them and see how they are and export it.
Okay, sir.
So that answers.
Yes, sir. Also, can you give them you just give them the access to view, but they cannot edit
Yes,
back?
you can share it with them. If let them be able to edit, you can give them that right too.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So I think that's it. Irene, so you can share the other recording
Excuse me, sir.
and also this one too. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm with you. I can hear you. Hello, who's speaking?
Okay, sir. Okay, so I was saying, is there a way we can maybe this file now we are going to use and design? Is there a way we can maybe even need to view it and
Which
hello,
one?
sir?
Which of files now?
Sir, can you hear me?
I said which of the files? And that is that Jeremiah who's speaking?
It's Jeremiah.
Okay, I'm saying. So I'm saying like the assignment you asked us to do like this night and to tomorrow,
Yes.
like is there a way we can be able to assess what you've done already, like so that we can be able to do it on our own?
So which
this
other
document now you design the flows and every other thing?
No, see, it means you've not been following for to ask this question. On the WhatsApp group.
No, like
I have dropped
okay.
On the WhatsApp group, I have dropped the task. I have dropped
okay.
I have
Okay,
dropped
sir.
full of the design. I have dropped the user flows. Right?
Okay, sir.
So that
Yes,
covers
sir, no
everything.
problem.
So guys, that's it for today. I'm expecting finished work by tomorrow evening.
So please, the test you posted on WhatsApp, can you highlight the ones we have to do? I believe there's some where we're not attending to.
Okay.
Can you
so
including
hold on. Okay, all except all except split bills with roommates and budget management. Right? So this is it. Please confirm you can see that. Can you see
Okay,
it?
that's, yeah, sure.
All right. Thank you so much. So you guys can start working on it. Then we'll meet again tomorrow to review it. So for what can happen is, okay, this night too, right? I can work on it. So that,
Sorry, are we
Yeah.
to make use of the color palette, the same you
Yes.
sent to the
so
the
so
same color?
yeah, let me delete one of this. Okay. So now there's a color palette, that greenish one, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's the one we are using, right? And then there's a screen that has something like a finance app.
Okay.
Yes, so that's the way you should look and feel of that. That's what we are looking to get.
Okay.
Right. So just go ahead with that. So that's what you should look to achieve.
Okay.
You guys can get to work and we can call it a day at this point. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you all so much. Irene? So you guys can take attendance and also share the recording. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, sir.
Hi guys, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Okay, so please can we turn on our cameras? Because remember they said attendance is what they need to prepare our certification. So let's just do it. Yeah, oh, just is the enjoy that. The stress is what. Tomorrow I'll share the other links to the other attendants. Abubakar, is that you? Is that your face? Okay. So that you on camera today. Rain is going to fall in Lagos. It's been a minute. I saw all of his faces. So. Hello. Ezine. Hi.
Hi.
Image.
Good
Birim.
evening.
Good evening. What happened? Are you okay? Are you keeping a straight face? Because I'm waiting for Shola to on her camera. Shola, better on your camera because I'm ready for you today. Hi, Tolulope. Jeremiah, very active person in our class. Good evening. Olushola and Choma, please, I need to on.
Good evening.
I need to take this snapshot. Please, I'm waiting for you guys. Okay. Anybody I not take, that one is your problem. I've taken it. Thank you very much, guys. See you tomorrow.